Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny. And holy crap, has been a freaking crazy month for us Alibaba shareholders. We're going to talk about another publication that came out in the last few days from Alibaba, updating their stock buyback program, which is the thing I bought the entire company for, right? Um,
Perfect.
so, my main man, Michael Burry, you remember this is his top position, most recently a 13F filing. We should get another one of these in like another 40 days or so. We have a little bit of ways to go before we find out if he closed out his positions at the end of this most recent fiscal quarter or not. Unfortunately, there is a 45-day lag in reporting and stuff like that. I gave you a price where I thought maybe it was a reasonable sell point, but we all have our own thing, and he's a much more active trader than I am, so who knows if he's still holding it.
Quick question.
But
Two
what's
things.
up?
This is an update from just last week where we also did a share buyback, how they're making them visible every day.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
nice.
So this isn't the daily. This is the quarterly number. Remember,
Okay.
we
All
were
right.
getting that before we started
Yeah,
getting the
yeah.
Hong Kong Exchange daily numbers.
And then
But
second
this
thing,
is,
if we
yeah,
sound extra sexy, it's because we're both sick. Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
sounds good.
yeah. Somehow the virus, was able to be passed to the computer. Um, so 40% in the last month, just bananas numbers. But when you zoom out, you start to see things that are a little bit crazier. So up 53% year to date, which is awesome, right? Most of that's happened right here at the end, though. But this chart right here is rather sobering.
Yeah.
you know, this giant spike here correlates with this little blip.
Yep.
So we have quite a long way to go to get
Absolutely.
back to where we used to be trading a couple years ago. So this is from Macro Trends. This is the outstanding shares for Alibaba on a quarterly basis. And as they got more and more aggressive with their share buyback program here, we started to see like a nice downtrend begin to develop in their total shares outstanding, which is what I love to see. They've been putting out this press release now at the beginning of or at the end of every quarter, updating what they did in the most recent quarter, updating shares outstanding, and how much money they spent on buybacks over the past 3 months. So the dollar amount that they spent over the last 3 months right here is 4.1 billion. All right, it's a slight decrease from the prior couple quarters. We had 4.8 and 5.8, 4.8 and 5.8 billion, but still above the level before. Like Joe Tsai was really heavily involved in the Alibaba management, and I think he's the person we have to probably give credit to for delivering this cash flow back to shareholders. Um, if you look at the total shares outstanding, they really weren't making a whole ton of progress despite this like $2 billion per quarter in share buybacks until all of a sudden here over the last year, the share price was pretty low and they started significantly increasing their share buyback pace and also decreasing the amount of employee stock options they were giving more cash bonuses. So you've seen the number of shares outstanding come down pretty briskly here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice
Yep.
to see.
Sexy numbers.
Yeah, and don't forget that they still have, I think it's hidden right behind here. Yeah, $22 billion in share repurchases authorized in the current program. And I wouldn't be surprised if they increase that. I This is me going out on a limb here, but at the next quarterly earnings, I think we may see an announcement of additional money being brought to that share repurchase program, which would be cool. To give you a little context of scale here, I did my best attempt at putting what the bar would be on macro trends going forward here, to show you, this trend is definitely still, keeping pace rather significantly in terms of reducing the shares outstanding. I want to say they give you the number. I don't know if I mentioned it or clipped it here, but it was like
Two, three, two,
2.1%
seven.
of the total outstanding shares in like the one quarter that they bought back again, which is
I
pretty
will
cool.
say, obviously, now I'm just being greedy with the statement, to be clear. But you see them as a company at this unbelievably low price. I would have thought they would
Mhm.
have bought more because then you get more bang for your buck. But, greedy.
Absolutely. I agree. We're trading in hindsight a little bit though, but think of it this way: for every 100 shares of Alibaba you own, you bought another two shares effectively in terms of your portion ownership of their
Right.
cash flow in the last quarter without you having to shell out a single dollar, which is cool. And anytime we talk about the power of share buybacks, I always have to look at this chart. Do you have any idea what this is?
Apple.
Yeah, this is Apple.
Yeah.
This is the mother of all buyback companies, and just this is what happens when you consistently chew up shares for a decade. As you watch the valuation of the company explode. Yeah. So, and I'm saying that it's going to happen for Alibaba, but that is always my hope when you have a company that has significant cash reserves, is actively buying back shares at undervalued prices, that can really help accelerate things in terms of the stock price appreciation. And this is another funny thing. So, Joe Tsai is actually kind of active on X. If familiar with him a little bit. Remember,
Yeah.
we've talked about him before. He's a
Yep.
chairman of Alibaba Group.
Yep.
Who's one of the founders was Jack Ma. Rumor is that he's actually about to be a minority owner of the Miami Dolphins.
No, no way.
Yeah, apparently they're in the final stages of negotiation, as of reports a couple of days ago. He's also the owner of like the Brooklyn Nets and other professional sports teams.
Huh.
But he posted this a few days ago, basically talking about the economy in China. It's a random video clip. It's like 10 seconds long, just talking about how well, not him talking, but just showing people out in public.
Maybe this is just because I have two kids, but that said 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
I haven't seen 10:30 at night, and they should be asleep.
Yeah,
Whew.
yeah, fair enough.
All right.
Um, the other interesting thing we have kind of going on this week is, remember that it was like a national holiday for China, this Golden Week. So some of the Chinese stock exchanges were closed for the week, and that's about to end as we go through this weekend here. We're shooting this on October 6th here. The kind of question is going to be what direction or how aggressive the stock market like moves are as we come out of this holiday. Now the Hong Kong exchange will still open, but it's a little bit muted, if you will, I guess, comparatively, because it is indeed a holiday for the country.
Yep. Low volume.
Yeah,
Well,
and we saw these ETFs still going higher despite the actual underlying market being closed, which is kind of interesting.
maybe sexy rip higher. $200 stock price. 1 week. All right. That
Yeah.
was Vinny. Vinny said that.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Guaranteed. You can just email us below, and Dylan will mail you checks.
Oh
Doesn't
boy.
happen.
All right, guys. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Catch you next one.